EA Sports. It's in the game.
I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the famed New York Arena here in Midtown Manhattan for tonight's main event. 12 rounds in the featherweight division between Billy Dibb and Marco Antonio Barrera. Billy Dibb's on his way to the ring right now, and you can see how excited he is for this one. Lots of confidence. Marco Antonio Barrera is making that final walk that separates man and warrior, soon to be in battle there in the ring.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, and his opponents, fighting out of the blue corner, the big-faced assassin, Marco Barrera.
All right, guys, remember this. Obey my commands at all times. Now let's have a good, clean fight. Touch him up.
Opening round here, scheduled for 12. Well, Teddy, here in this matchup, two guys who tend to go the distance. What do we look for early?
You know, I'm looking to see who can be more consistent in just one area. Who uses their jab a little bit steadier.
Nice counter punch by Barrera. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Billy Dibb. He took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. And there he counters back against his opponent. Just not there. Straight right hand off the mark. And now he's acting like a fighter. Coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. He missed with that headshot. It is a seesaw battle early on here. Amazing stuff out of these two. Halfway through round number one. Teddy, what do you think is the most misunderstood about the lower weight classes?
Well, I think people don't realize how big those people have to be. I know that sounds crazy because they're smaller guys, but they have to be big in all the other dimensions, with discipline, with confidence, and with their technical approach, their technical development. They have to deal with guys that are really fast. The bigger guys don't have to deal with all those elements.
Just off the mark with that punch. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Billy Dibb. Able to dismiss that body shot. Billy Dibb's swelling has really got him facing an uphill battle. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Billy Dibbs' vision is being compromised here. That swelling around the eye is worsening as the fight continues.
Well, right now, he has to use every advantage he can.
Oh, this is going to be close. He may be able to survive the round, but he has gone down now. But able to get up to his feet. Teddy, what should he be thinking about now?
Well, right now, just surviving, but if he survives, then he better figure out why he was put on the floor.
Good defensive skill. End of this round. Alongside Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Now they got some work to do here. Their man was just dropped.
Yeah, the first thing is you put some cold water. You can't use that. You clear his head, and you tell him why he was dropped.
Jab and move. Let's get on that swelling. Compress on that.
So here we are, all wondering, can he survive the start of this round after the way we saw him go down in that last round?
Well, it's up to his opponent. Now, his opponent gets a little careless and he rushes in a little bit too close. He could get a chance to grab those hands and tie him up. And then he could kill a little of the clock, survive.
And now he's acting like a fighter. Coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Couldn't hit the elusive target with that straight right. Billy Dibbs' recuperative abilities being tested to the limit here. Just 60 seconds to gather yourself after being knocked down in the last round.
Now, we talk about the fighter, but it's important right now for the corner, for the referee, for the doctor to know that he does have those kind of recuperative powers. So they give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the ref gives him a little more time than he gives somebody else.
Marco Antonio Barrera's swelling will have to be dealt with immediately. Good way to protect the midsection. Halfway through round number 2. Good job protecting himself. Throws a counter punch there. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Billy Dibbs. Takes one to give one. Uppercut in return. Billy Dibbs' cheek is ripped open right there. You can see the cut. Marco Antonio Barrera is now at a point in this fight where his defense is going to become crucial. He has to protect that eye. The swollen eye is getting worse.
Yeah, he does. He has to be cognizant of everything. He needs anything out there that he can use for an advantage right now. He's got to position himself where his opponent can't get into.
There it is! Oh, he is stunned. He could go down. Billy Dibbs clinching a lot, Teddy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I mean, you got to wonder if the
here.
referee's going to start coming in there, give him a few warnings right now. But he's got to get himself together. That's what he's trying to do. And then hopefully he can find a way to get on the offense.
Final 10 seconds of round number 2. Denies his opponent, comes with the overhand right. And this round comes to an end. It is a round that was highly entertaining. These guys really put forth quite an effort.
Well, they both have high engines. They have motors that never stop going.
Listen, pick his jab. That's right. Pick his jab. When he throws the jab, he bucks the smart. and out, side to side. You understand?
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Nostradamus to know that. I mean, everybody saw, you know, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
Blocks away that headshot. That worked out really well, throwing off the right hand after getting tagged like that. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Great movement to get away from those punches. Barrera able to block it. Reaching the halfway mark of this round. A good block.
Up and down, side to side.
Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. Barrera able to land the counter punch. Good block.
Beat him to the punch.
Each man able to land an uppercut. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head.
Relax. You're doing great. Keep the pressure on. Keep on him. No need to get excited. You're doing fine. Relax. You're doing great. Keep the pressure on him. You need to capitalize on these mistakes, okay? I want to see that counter hook. Make it pay for the mistake. Swelling is nothing.
Here we go with the fourth round. Way to block there. Billy Dibbs showing you a little defensive skill there, able to move away from that punch. Great movement to get away from those punches. Good counter punch. And just as we anticipated, toe-to-toe right from the start.
No introductions necessary.
How about a return to sender with the left hand?
Move your hand.
Able to dismiss that body shot. Able to counter that attack. Billy Dibbs' movement helped out there. He avoided that punch. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Marco Antonio Barrera. Parries that punch intended for the head.
Let's get some more head. Let's get some more head and get out of the way.
Barrera able to land the counterpunch. Teddy, you've made the point a few times that, hey, it's nice to have something where you got the superior advantage. In this case, he's got the speed. But you can't fall in love with it too much.
No, because what happens then, you're like a teenager that gets one of those sport cars. You know, he gets carried away. He doesn't respect the speed yet. And he starts to run red lights. He starts to do things that he shouldn't do. And that's what's happening here. He's starting to jump in with those quick hands. He figures he doesn't have to respect the dimensions other guys have to. And when he's jumping in, he might get caught. There might be a cop there or a punch there to nail him.
1 minute to go in a round that feels like an all-time classic. Punch for punch, they're meeting each other. Good job protecting himself. Good job staying away from the danger there.
All right, let's do it.
Off the mark. Protecting his head well with his guard. End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action, the kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
Get the compress. Keep certain, don't fight his fight. Jab, jab, jab. Get the compress on, put the compress on. Let's work on the swelling. Can we work on the swelling?
Another round underway, but how many more will we see? You get the sense this fight could be heading towards a stoppage.
Keep your head moving.
Nice block by Barrera. Teddy, is this becoming a mental thing with him? I mean, he's not firing off the big power punches. I got to wonder why.
You know, that's a good question. Sometimes a guy is making a silent agreement in his mind that maybe if I don't hit him hard, he won't hit me hard back. He's not confident enough now to throw the punches without worrying about what had come back at him.
Billy Dibb. Oh, Marco Antonio Barrera's almost out of it there. He was stunned.
Punch it out, punch it out.
Accurate uppercut after taking a shot of his own. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Billy Dibb. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Billy Dibb showing a little bit of a defensive shell, but Teddy, I'm seeing punches still getting through and splitting that guard.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, though, when you put those earmuffs on, but you don't move your head. Some of them are going to get through, and just as importantly, you handcuff yourself, so your opponent is going to stay in there a little bit longer, knowing that nothing's coming back right away.
A minute to go in what has been 2 minutes of sensational action. Neither man coming off stride. Parries that punch away. The tactical game paying off. You can see the counter punch.
Yeah, you see the counter punch, but you know what I see? I see a little tentativeness now in him because he's afraid to let anything go, because when he misses, bang, he gets caught.
How is he taking these kind of shots and just dismissing them? What a chin on this guy.
Yeah, well, what a neck on him. Look at that neck. I mean, it's about 19 inches. That is the shock absorber. But the rest of it is he's seeing it. He has good vision. He sees the shots coming, and he's making up in his mind they're not taking him anywhere.
Straight right was lined up, but he missed. Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. This has been a hotly contested war throughout, and you just have a sense that it's going to end at any moment in these later rounds.
Yeah, these guys are not saving anything. They're going for broke right from the beginning.
Hey, don't waste energy. But I want you to keep those hands moving. Make your presence known. Assert yourself. Assert your punches.
The action starts up again, but it's only favored one man. Hard to see this fight going the distance based on what we've witnessed so far. Good block by Marco Antonio Barrera. Boy, just staying on the outside away from danger and scoring well. Marco Antonio Barrera is showing a great ability to adjust. He was stunned earlier, but you can see he has changed things up stylistically.
Hey, look, Joe, I was watching a football game in my room this afternoon, and you know what? The team was running the ball. All of a sudden, the run was taken away, so they started passing. I give him credit. You know, he's making an adjustment. He's trying to win the ball game. Well, he's trying to win this fight.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Nice counter punch by Barrera. What guts it takes, what commitment it takes to keep up with this kind of a pace. The action's been nonstop.
Now, the one thing I can tell you is this is where you don't worry about pace. You don't think about pace. Otherwise, you could not be doing what these guys are doing. They're just going round to round.
Here's one for you now, he says. Right back with the left hand. Reaching the halfway point of round number 6. Barrera able to land the counter punch. Marco Antonio Barrera has clearly made a decision. He's not going to stick with what he was doing. You know, a lot of people would say, yeah, absolutely, change things up. You got rocked.
Yeah, if you're a pitcher, you know, and the guy's hitting your fastball out of the park or coming close or hitting it on the warning track, you don't wait until it goes out of the park. You change to a curveball. Well, he's changing right now.
Good-looking counter punch. Marco Antonio Barrera's cut is below the eye. He's going to have to really watch out for that. You don't want to damage that area. What a fight. What a great, great, non-stop action fight this has been. Turn that hook over, but couldn't turn it into a connect. Back against his opponent. Coming to the end of this round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, a round like that where it's a lot of busy activity and both guys being busy. When you were a trainer, are those the kind of rounds that you prefer, or do you like the pace to be a little slower? Does it depend on each guy?
No, if I have a fight, I'd rather have a guy fighting a guy that you never see him. Leave me the heck alone. And where I'm in control all the time. But the fans love to see a fight like that.
Okay, listen. When he misses you with a punch, counter.
halfway through the scheduled rounds here. Able to show you his blocking ability. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Billy Dibb. Good block by Marco Antonio Barrera. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Billy Dibb. Able to get rid of that one. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Billy Dibb. Good block by Marco Antonio Barrera. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Billy Dibb. Able to dismiss that body shot. There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
Turn defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Blocks away that headshot. Teddy, making predictions in boxing is often a dangerous task, but I'll make one right here that seems pretty obvious to me as we come to the end of that round here. This fight is going to be a brutal display as long as it lasts.
It's kind of like going and watching that home run contest. Nobody's trying to hit singles or doubles. You know they're all going for the fences.
We'll take care of the swelling. Just focus on the fight and we'll take care of the swelling.
Teddy, what do you think here as we start this round? I mean, you watch what he did in that last round, and you got to think that he can get himself back into this fight.
Well, that's how he's got to be thinking it. That's kind of what he's made up of. He's not a front runner. You know, he's not a fast starter anyway. He's the kind of guy that his real strength is to be able to weigh you down, to have a great resolve, and to be able to chip away, chip away. He's chipping.
Billy Dibb's looking for an answer here, Teddy. No doubt about it. He is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments. Clearly hurt, but holding on.
He's hugging him like he just got home for Christmas.
He was on wobbly legs not long ago. Now he's got his feet back under him.
What is that, a chin, or is that Mount Rushmore?
This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, when special events have happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Gets rid of that body shot. Keeping his hands up, getting way of his opponent's effort. Good block. It's been 2 minutes of non-stop action. Now the final minute has arrived. Well-placed right hands from both men. Good combination punching out of him here.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a musical, except right now, I don't think his opponent likes to tone him.
So swiftly able to turn defense into offense. Nice counter punch.
And what you're noticing here is his opponent is starting to be a little wary of letting his jab go, because every time he jabs, he gets caught.
Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Marco Antonio Barrera. Able to dismiss it. So we come to the end of the round, and that was a round that was very productive for him. Now he heads back to his corner, and they're going to try to repeat the success they just had, I'm sure.
Yes, he hurt his opponent there. He's going to want to go back to what he was doing and remember what set up those big shots.
Don't worry about it. We'll take care of the cut. There's nothing. Small cut, nothing to worry about. You just focus on the fight. We'll take care of the swelling.
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Notre Dame to know that. I mean, everybody saw, you know, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
Focus, relax. Move your feet.
Wow, is he defensively sound. A little give and take, and here comes the left hand. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. Blocks that punch. Teddy, this is one of those moments where you just wish you could pick up the phone and call up the world and say, tune in. Everybody should be watching this, right?
I have a cell phone. I might do that right now.
Start dialing. And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. that away. It was targeted for his head. Oh, Marco Antonio Barrera stunned, and he is hurt. Billy Dibbs showing some real guts here. Hey, this fight was not going his way at all, but somehow he has gathered momentum.
Yeah, he behaved like a fighter. He got through the tough times, and now guess what? Good times in front of him.
Someone had to get out of the way. Nothing. You need to cover up more, okay? You're leaving yourself open too much. Cover up.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Good job staying away from the danger there. Billy Dibbs got to be really careful there, Teddy. I mean, he's leaving himself wide open.
And what's going to happen next? See, you know, he's leaving himself open. He hasn't paid for anything yet, but that will be coming before you know it.
Hand up, hand up. Double punch.
Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Good block by Marco Antonio Barrera. Nice block by Barrera. Keeping his hands up, getting away of his opponent's effort. Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. The trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. And as this round comes to an end, Teddy, you just get the sense that at any point this fight could come to an end because it is being fought with bad intentions.
Yes, these guys are not behaving like guys that are coming here thinking about going to the scorecards. They're letting everything go in every punch.
All right. Let's work on that cut. It's not. Cut's nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The swelling is nothing.
They are back to action here, but that action has only favored one man. Completely one-sided. Hard to see the scorecards coming into play here with how dominating he's been. A good block. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Gets rid of that body shot. Nice block by Barrera. Oh, that's good stuff. Fire it right back with one of his own. Good work by Billy Dibb. Good block by Marco Antonio Barrera. Barrera able to block it. Oh, look at that. They exchange hooks. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. As we have 60 seconds to go in this round. Nice block by Barrera. Wow, is he defensively sound. Way through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
Gets rid of that effort.
Don't let him steal this one, okay? Keep moving, keep throwing the jabs, keep him away from you, okay? All right, let's work on our cut. Don't give up on me. You all right? Listen. You gotta let go. Let go. Because nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. That is nothing. A small.
12th and final round. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Barrera able to land the counterpunch. Undoubtedly, the most effective element of his entire arsenal tonight is his jab. He's so committed to fighting on the outside, and he's jabbing away beautifully.
Well, D'Amato used to tell me, Teddy, when you're in doubt, jab. Well, this fighter, when he's been in doubt, he's jabbed. When he's been sure of himself, he's jabbed. As you said, he's made a jab fest of this all night long.
Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. wow, is he defensively sound. Frustrating his opponent with great defense. A headshot blocked. The twists and turns and the non-stop battle, it continues on as we've reached the 1-minute mark to go. A good block. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Billy Dibb. Billy Dibb slowing down. You can just see it, that this is a fighter that's lacking that certain zip to it.
Yeah, you start to wonder what kind of camp he had. Did he do all the things he needed to do? And more importantly than us wondering, he's wondering right now. And that self-doubt is hurting him even more.
Which way did it go? That is the question everybody wants the answer to. The man with the answer is standing in the ring, and here he is.
Your winner, the baby-faced assassin,
Marco Antonio Barrera is your winner by unanimous decision, Teddy.
Well, the question from the beginning was, could he get inside and make it his kind of fight? He did.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Have yourself a great evening. Hi, everybody. So glad you're with us. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the New York City Arena here in Midtown Manhattan for tonight's main event. Scheduled for 12 rounds of middleweight action between the Raging Bull, Jake LaMotta, and Carlos Monzon. Jake LaMotta's making his way to the ring now, and he looks very focused for this fight. Carlos Monzon's making his way to the ring right now, puffing out his chest, glaring with those eyes, and taking a big stride to his destination of glory.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, the Bronx Bull, Jake and his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, Carlos Monzon.
Okay, let's have a good, clean fight. Touch him up and let's go.
So we are underway here. Round 1, scheduled for 12. How do you define consistency when you describe the fact that among this matchup you're looking for guys to be more consistent? Which guy's going to be more consistent? How do you define that?
Just in one area. When they get inside, for example, Joe, every once in a while somebody takes a little bit of a break. Yeah, there's working, but all of a sudden one guy's arm goes behind the other guy. I'm looking to see who keeps both hands free.
Able to cover up that gut. Jake LaMotta. Wow! Carlos Monzon's gone down. Oh, wow, what a shocker there. To get up to his feet after that knockdown, but Teddy, it's what's ahead that's the problem.
Yeah, we're getting a peek right now into his heart, into his soul.
able to get away from that headshot with the block. He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own.
Work the body, up and down, side to side.
Teddy, why is it in boxing that there are so many distinct styles that are defined by geography or culture or ethnicity, where we have a Mexican-styled fighter, an Eastern European, upright fighter, an American-styled fighter? Why is that?
Because you are influenced by your surroundings, by the temperament of the people in your surroundings. Aggressive people, aggressive style. Very thoughtful people, people that are very cerebral, well, you're going to have a defensive style. You're going to have a very careful style. It's going to fit right in.
Keep working the body.
Keeping his hands up, getting rid of his opponent's offense. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. That's a good block by Jake LaMotta. Jake LaMotta with a counter punch. Final 10 seconds of round number 1.
Relax, take a deep breath. I need you to focus. Anticipate his punches, okay? Listen, I'm not gonna stand here and watch you take those shots, you understand me? Let's see some defense and more punches. Get the compress off, get the compress.
So here we are, all wondering, can he survive the start of this round after the way we saw him go down in that last round?
Well, it's up to his opponent. Now, his opponent gets a little careless and he rushes in a little bit too close. He can get a chance to grab those hands and tie him up. And then he can kill a little of the clock, survive.
He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Jake LaMotta. Able to dismiss it. Nice counter by LaMotta. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Carlos Monzon. Parries that punch intended for the head. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Blocks it away. Seconds to go here in this round. Gets rid of that body shot. Good defense, just covering up down low. Well, he's going to hope that his vision holds up and isn't impaired because there's swelling now around his eye. A headshot blocked. with that headshot. Oh, that's gotta hurt. LaMotta's in a bad spot right now. He's been stunned. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. Jake LaMotta's making for a tough target there. He gets away from that punch. Very well done by both men to fire off those right hands. We come to the end of this round. Teddy, a round in which maybe a lot of trainers don't like to see because it was a very busy round for both guys.
Well, it depends what kind of style, what kind of strength your fighter has, or even what kind of weaknesses. If I had a guy who likes to box, who likes to counterpunch, I want a guy coming at him. Not with a lot of TNT in his gloves, but coming forward where my guy is well-suited, he can pick him off a little bit.
That's good on that shot. Get the compress on that.
Here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Well, earlier you saw what happened to him. He was stunned. He got tagged in this fight. He got hit hard. Now you're seeing the kind of mentality that's going to try to avoid that happening again. But, Teddy, it's not necessarily the kind of mentality that's going to win you a fight.
No, if you're in the corner with him, you know what you tell him, Joe? You tell him, look, you're being tested now. I understand you've been hurt. I understand you're looking to survive right now. But you're being tested for the first time in your life. Do you want to be a champion? Do you want to be special? Special people find a way to get out of this and still offensively go forward.
Yeah, he's got to answer those questions. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. Nice strike after catching one by Jake LaMotta. He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Good block. Good counter punch.
Beat him to the punch.
LaMotta blocks that punch. Carlos Monzon's a pro, but he's not a well-rounded pro because a better level of fighter would be committing to the body more here, wouldn't he, Teddy?
Yeah, well, first of all, he would recognize that that's where he's supposed to be going now that his opponent, you know, is taking off a little bit with those fast shoes. No better way to take those shoes off his feet than to go downstairs.
Able to show you his blocking ability. Just 10 seconds to go in this round. Blocks it away. Come to the end of the round. Always interesting to see how things will play out in our fights. Teddy, it's always great anticipation when we come sit ringside and the build-up of what's going to happen.
Yeah, it is. And it's always great having a little electricity in the crowd. You know, it helps. I know it helps me with the broadcast to know that you have these passionate fans that are around.
Listen, your best defense is to throw more punches. You need to throw more punches. That will keep him away. Don't worry about it. The swelling is nothing. Just
Here we go with the fourth round. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. LaMotta's making for a tough target there. He gets away from that punch. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. On the mark with the overhand right. Oh! LaMotta stunned and he is hurt. Carlos Monzon's proving to be elusive. That's a good block by Jake LaMotta. Reaching the halfway mark of this round. Blocks away that headshot. Good job staying away from the danger there. Good defense, just covering up down low. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. Some fine fundamentals, good counter punch.
Nice mousetrap there, he let him in beautifully. He didn't use cheese, he used distance.
Get in there, let's go.
Parries that punch intended for the head. 10 seconds to go in the fourth. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down blue and red corner what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
Make it pay. We'll take care of the swelling. Just focus on the fight and we'll take care of the swelling.
Here we are at the start of another round. A round that could simply add on to a new direction and a new course that this fight has taken. I really liked what he was able to do in that last round. Now, he's behind on the scorecards, but you get the sense that the momentum is starting to roll his way.
Well, you get the sense that it's starting to become his kind of fight now.
Now, this is a very exciting fight. It's been evenly fought, but it just has the feel of a fight that's going to go the distance. It doesn't look like any one guy is going to take control over the other.
No, when somebody makes up their mind, I am not being knocked out, I am staying, they usually stay. These guys are here for the night.
Jake LaMotta's movement's really helping him out, avoiding that punch. Parries that punch away. Keeping his hands up, getting rid of his opponent's offense. Do you see any way in which he can take his opponent's aggression and turn it against him?
Yeah, the perfect way. I mean, boxing 101, counterpunching. You got a guy coming at you, no better way than to change his mind. Make him miss, make him pay.
Halfway through this round here. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head.
More movement, head movement. Keep your distance.
Frustrating his opponent with great defense. Now there's some blood, but it's underneath the eye. It's on the cheek, so it's not going to impair his vision. Seconds to go in this round. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. This has been a hotly contested war throughout, and you just have a sense that it's going to end at any moment in these later rounds.
Yeah, these guys are not saving anything. They're going for broke right from the beginning.
Don't fight his fight. Jab and move. Get this. Body in hand. Body in hand. Double push your body punches. Then hand.
Good action throughout. We'll see if it keeps up in this round and what has been a very even fight.
Don't stay in one spot.
Parries that punch away.
Double up your punches.
It is unbelievable how this fight is being fought. Both guys unwilling to stop. One guy goes at it, the other guy meets him punch for punch.
Well, you've heard it before. You've heard the term used, one day at a time to deal with something very difficult. Well, this is one round at a time. That is the only way these fighters, these warriors, could deal with this kind of pace.
Very nice defensive guard. Oh, and he is hurt after that series of punches.
You know, my old trainer used to tell me, if you don't move your head, the other guy will move it for you. Right now, he's having his head moved by the other guy.
Move your head. Use the ring.
See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. LaMotta with a counterpunch. This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, when special events have happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Exchange, scoring well with the right hands. He has to be better defensively, Teddy. You can see the damage that his eye has taken. The swelling's getting really bad. How does he do that? How does he shore up that defense?
Well, first of all, he's got to stop moving that head. He's standing too straight up. If he gets a little head movement, a lot of those punches that are landing, they start going over the shoulder.
Nice strike after catching one by Jake LaMotta.
No! Come on.
Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Working our way towards the bell. Last 10 seconds of the sixth.
Listen, you need to move your head more, side to side, okay? I want to see that head move more. Because doubling that jab.
So we've reached the halfway point of this main event. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Jake LaMotta. Frustrating his opponent with great defense. So swiftly able to turn defense into offense. Nice counter punch.
And what you're noticing here is his opponent is starting to be a little wary of letting his jab go, because every time he jabs, he gets caught.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one.
Move your head.
LaMotta blocks that punch.
Let's go. Pace yourself. Move your feet.
Halfway through the 7th round.
Hands up.
You know, we see that he's made a stylistic change after being stunned here in this fight. But what about his opponent? Does his opponent have to make a change as well?
Well, he's got to adapt too. If he sees that what was working before for him has been taken away because the guy changed now, you know, he made corrections, well, he's got to find another way, another offensive, you know, opening, or another offensive way to get to the guy. He's got to be right with him.
Nice counter by LaMotta.
You need to block.
Not hitting his mark there, going upstairs. Here's one for you now, he says. Right back with the left hand. Jake LaMotta is proving to be elusive. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. 10 seconds to go in the 7th. What a good war this has been. What a good, solid fight it's been. The kind of fight that tells me somebody wants to get rid of the other guy.
It almost looks like they made a deal where neither one could win by decision, where if they didn't win by knockout, it doesn't count.
All right, listen. You need to create more punches, okay? Slip his punch and throw it straight right down the middle. Throw the body, then to the head, then finish to the body.
Teddy, what do you think here as we start this round? I mean, you watch what he did in that last round, and you got to think that he can get himself back into this fight.
Well, that's how he's got to be thinking, and that's kind of what he's made up of. He's not a front runner. You know, he's not a fast starter anyway. He's the kind of guy that his real strength is to be able to weigh you down, and to have a great resolve, and to be able to chip away. He's chipping.
Able to get rid of that one. LaMotta with a counter punch. Right on the mark, both guys with the hook. Nice counter by LaMotta. Blocks that punch. Jake LaMotta blocks a punch. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
Joe, it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Get out of the way from those punches. Move your head.
What do you think the right time is to stop a fight under circumstances like this? I mean, the swelling around the eye is getting really bad.
Well, part of it is he getting caught with punches clean that he wouldn't be getting caught with if the eye wasn't in that condition. That's where you start right there. Has his defense been impaired that much to that degree?
We come to the end of the round. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas. And looking up at these corners, you can see the cutman obviously getting to work as they do after every round. What makes a great cutman?
Well, he's got to have the right medicines, the right coagulants to stop that. Usually Avitine, thrombin, adrenaline. But the most important thing, Joe, is he has to be calm. He has to be able to identify where that cut is. Maybe there's more than one cut. So you got to be calm enough to see the whole picture, the whole landscape, clean it off, put pressure on it, get that medicine in there, keep your fighter from getting excited. And then you need a fighter who's going to get on his wheels a little bit, give the medicine a chance to work.
Jake LaMotta is able to avoid that punch, frustrating his opponent with great defense. That is my favorite punch there is. A forceful uppercut by Jake LaMotta. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Way to block there. Able to dismiss it. He took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. Jake LaMotta blocks a punch. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. Able to get rid of that one. Blocks that punch. stunned and staggered. Carlos Monzon trying to create some space. You can see how he's going about it there. Jake LaMotta blocks a punch. Nice strike after catching one by Carlos Monzon. This has been a very entertaining fight. A little time to reflect here at the end of this round. My thoughts being this: I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places where you can eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
Stand straight up. Move that body. You need to move that body more. Let's get on that swell. Get the compress on that.
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Notre Dame to know that. I mean, everybody saw, you know, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
Able to cover up that gut. Jake LaMotta blocks a punch. Oh, Carlos Monzon's been stunned. Jake LaMotta's showing some real guts here. Hey, this fight is not going his way at all, but somehow he has gathered momentum.
Yeah, he behaved like a fighter. He got through the tough times, and now guess what? Good times in front of him.
Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. That's a good block by Jake LaMotta. Good job protecting himself. Jake LaMotta with a counterpunch. I think it has come to that point. He's behind on the cards. He's just got to be. Going to take a knockout to win this?
Yeah, I think so. And it's going to take a certain kind of attitude or strategy, a change in strategy. You go into the fights, you don't look for a knockout. You're looking to use your jab. You're looking to set up punches. You're looking to go rounds. Right now, he's got to find a way to get a knockout. Look for one punch. One big punch right now.
Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Side to side. Hit the body. Body shot.
Jake LaMotta with a counterpunch. End of the round is upon us, and if the next round holds up like that, we're going to be in for a real treat.
No, we will be, because both these guys have the philosophy that their best defense is their offense.
Don't worry about it. The swelling is up. All right. Let's work on that cut. Now, let's get on that swelling. Get on the swelling.
Back to action now. We're underway in what has been a completely one-sided fight. You get the sense this one may not go the distance.
Hello. Hey,
That's a good block by Jake LaMotta.
You're not focusing. Don't stay in one spot.
Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault.
Keep that head moving. Keep those hands up. One. Right there.
That's a good block by Jake LaMotta. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot and then comes back with an uppercut. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot and then comes back with an uppercut. Carlos Monzon's dealing with the aftermath of being rocked, but yet he hasn't changed anything. He's still sticking with that style.
Well, that means panic has not set in. That's a good thing, Joe. He still believes he can get this thing done the way he came here to get it done.
Blocks that punch.
Work the body.
He's got a real problem on his hands right now. That cut has worsened to the point where clearly the referee's giving it a look. He's thinking about stopping this fight. Is this the time now, Teddy, where the fighter has to understand that and try to end the fight on his own terms?
Well, it's a catch-22 right now, Joe, because he has to be more defensive-minded. He has to make sure that he doesn't catch any more leather in that area to worsen that cut. But he also has to find some offense to slow this guy down, to give him a reason to start stepping back instead of stepping forward.
Round comes to an end here. Glad you've joined us ringside. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas on another night at the fights. We're with you all year long, every step of the way, as is our crew. And the guys just don't get enough credit sitting back there in the production truck, but they make all this happen, Teddy.
Yeah, they do. Of course, Rick, Robbie, Mike, all you guys, Brian, Scott, Russ. We appreciate you doing all the difficult work while we get a chance to sit out here and enjoy the fun part. And by the way, you guys, after we just said that, you guys are picking up the tab tonight.
They meet up for the 12th and final time. The last round has arrived. Right there on the side of the face, you can see some blood. LaMotta blocks that punch. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Carlos Monzon. LaMotta is coming up with the answers, avoiding that punch. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Good job protecting himself. LaMotta blocks a punch. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Oh, and there you go. Carlos Monzon stunned, and he is hurt.
Keep busy, guys. Come on now. Keep busy.
Come back here, Teddy. Things were going against him. Now the tide is turned.
Good things come to those who wait or those who persevere. He persevered, good things are happening.
Well done that time, landing the counter punch. Turns over the hook after turning away his opponent's shot. Good defensive skill. Well, that wraps it up. Now, let's send it up to our ring announcer for the decision.
Tonight, the judges have reached a unanimous decision. Your winner, Carlos Monzon.
Carlos Monzon's your winner by a unanimous decision.
Well, he started going to the body, and it paid off for him, and it paid off for us. A good, solid fight.
It was indeed, and we're glad you were with us to witness it. For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. That does it ringside. We'll see you soon.